Testing. All right. Gales win the faceoff. David brings it across the blue line. He's got Creel to left. Collin decides to take a shot. Goes a little wide. Maybe he sent it deep. Not sure. Creel working back behind the goal line. Puck comes back around over to Baldy. Baldy chips it back deep. Not enough players back behind the goal line. David just goes in, almost picks it off. And they get a breakout, but Martin holds it and walks it in with Creel. Cash picked off by Creel. Sends it to Tritton. Tritton wasn't expecting it. He signs it back around to Creel. Creel has it at the goal line, tries chipping it to an incoming Cash Johnson, but hits a skid of a player. Lutheran chips it around to the neutral zone. Miller cuts him off. Shot off pads. Kelly loose and into the neutral zone. And Cash Johnson brings it in on the forecheck. He's got Evan Davis in front. Says that Evan Davis couldn't hold on to it. Evan Davis tried doing a spin shot, couldn't connect to it. Hard hit by Jennings, sending him over to the boards. Out loose in front, no one there. Matt Miller winds up, shot, loose. Crusaders pick it up. Matt Miller holds it and sends it back down to Jennings. Matt Miller still holds it and sends it deep over to Dunnigan. Puck coming out, and they get it cleared into the zone, into the defensive zone. Shot off pads of Kelly and wide. Jennings chips it up to Kincaid. Kincaid loses it as he was pressed, sends it up to Dunnigan. Puck back at center ice. O'Hara sends it deep, and Pancic goes in. He's got it loose in front. Backhand shot. Hits and goes wide. Puck sent back to the blue line, but picked off. Hard hit by Sapancic. Push him off the puck. Puck comes out to Kincaid. Picked off on the way through. Sapancic's going to walk it in through the legs of Crusaders player. Swanson sends it back to Kincaid. Kincaid sends it back to Swanson. Swanson sends it to the center, but he was tangled up. O'Hara, chip shot. Loose in front of net. Hard shot by Swanson. Goalie able to field that one. And Crusaders go on the forecheck and chip it. And actually, they sent it up and out of play. Puck's going to come back in the neutral zone. As we get some fresh legs on the ice, looks like Shiberta, Colin Davis, and Cruchet. Puck sent back to the defenseman slips. Davis goes in to cover. Davis goes in with a hard hit along the boards. Chipped up to Davis. Davis chips it up and out. Icing, if it makes it, and they're going to call it. Puck's going to come on back. Defense going for a regroup. And the defenseman lost an edge and tumbled. Looks like lines are moving around a little bit. So, yes, Colin Davis at center. Cruchet playing at right winger. And Shiberta at left winger. Davis in for the faceoff in the defensive zone. Puck comes back out to the blue line. Davis picks it up with his feet. Chips it out. Shiberta's just to Davis. Davis going to walk it in. Shot. Davis off the pads and up and into the netting. Have a faceoff back in the offensive zone as the money line comes back in. Tritton, Creel, and Johnson with Evan Davis and Matt Miller at the blue line. Faith Lutheran wins the faceoff, sends it back around. Evan Davis pokes it, keeps it in. Yellows couldn't hold on to it. Evan Davis has it and tries chipping it in. Creel brings it across. Shot. Short side. Goal was able to field it. Evan Davis couldn't hold on to it. Keep it in the zone. Pucks can come out as you go for a regroup. Defense chips it up to Cash Johnson. Johnson shot. Hits stick on the way over. And Johnson has it. Looking to send it to Tritton. Picked off. Another lost edge. Not sure what the stoppage is. Looks like Creel will be heading to the box. 2 minutes. Looks like hooking. Puck's going to come on back to the Gale zone for the first penalty kill of the game. Gales with a strong penalty kill last week. Looking to build on that. Looks like Davis will come in with Baldy Colin Davis will come in with Baldy. Jennings. Davis wins the face-off, brings it back around, and defense clears it. It's on net. Clear by Martin. Jennings forward playing deep. Sent up in the air. Center ice. Davis gets a stick on it and sends it to Jennings. Jennings sends it back deep. Davis, first man in this time. Chip it up to the winger and missed pass. Baldy has it and decides to send it. We're going to play it safe this evening. It's like Jennings is going to be the first one in. He's got the puck. Dingles around. Sends it to Davis. Davis shot. Short-handed goal. Almost shorter. Davis sends it back around behind the goal line. And they're going to go for an offensive change as Dunnigan picks it off. The stretch pass. It's like we have Cash Johnson. The puck back out. Martin has it. He's going to walk it up, and he's going to send it deep off the glass. Bounces back around. Dunnigan might get there. He does. To hold it in the zone. Puck finally makes it into the Gales' offensive zone. They lose it, and Gales chip it up and out. 44 seconds remaining in the penalty kill. Puck back behind the Crusaders' net. As Kincaid is in, Kincaid is going to get there first and sends it back deep. Swanson in now. Player misses the puck. Swanson has it. Sends it back across. Trying to hit Davis, but picked off. Davis poke checks it. Backhands it, but picked up. And Crusaders send it deep. It's bouncing along the boards up top. Puck back behind the goal line. Send out. Kincaid picks it off through the legs. And he's got a breakaway the other direction. Dingles around. He's going to hold on. Take his sweet time. Kicks it back to himself. And 2 seconds left in the penalty. Faith Lutheran sends it around to the winger. Bounces. Couldn't connect. Chipped back in by Baldy. And penalty killed. Martin chips back at Kincaid. Kincaid over to Sapancic. Sapancic chipping it back out to Kincaid. Couldn't connect, though, to the neutral zone, and they go back for a regroup. Martin looking for a passing lane. Sends it to Kincaid. Chips it up to Schiberta. Schiberta's got it. Sends it over to Kincaid. Kincaid wasn't expecting it. Shot. Sapancic. Point blank save. Crusaders back to Kincaid. Kincaid. Softy in front. Goalie covers. And the rest of the flow of the play dead. A amazing penalty kill by the Gales. More offense than defense in that run. Fresh legs on the ice. We have Schiberta, Crochet, Colin Davis, O'Hara, and Posner. Davis comes away with the face-off, goes short side, sends it in front, picked up by Schiberta. Schiberta trying to get a shot off, couldn't. Sent it back up to Crochet. Crochet bringing it back behind the goal line. Looking for a passing lane. Opts to send it back to the blue line to O'Hara. O'Hara couldn't field it. Sorry, folks. Sends it back up to Davis. Davis couldn't hold on to it. Posner's going to send it deep, and the boys will tag up. Davis goes back to work with Crochet going to the strong side. Davis on the weak side. Puck back out to the winger. And center bringing it through the zone. Davis comes in with a hard check. Takes away from the puck. And they send it out, clear the zone, and Tritton in now. Tritton sends a soft shot, trying to get a rebound, but goalie is able to cover. All right. Money line in, Evan Davis and Matt Miller. Lutheran comes away with the face-off win, sends it back behind their own net. Around the boards, Tritton there to cut him off, couldn't get it. Evan Davis does, and backhands it around the boards. Cash Johnson going to be the first Gale there. They send it back out to the winger. Winger couldn't do anything with it. Puck back out to neutral zone, but chipped back in by Matt Miller. And Crusaders go for regroup. Sauce pass, fielded, and back. It's like they're going to say no icing. Said Evan could have got it. Evan sends it around. Pass back up to Tritton with a clean breakout. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Tritton, shot. Johnson couldn't get there in time. Creel sends it over to Johnson. Johnson backhands it. Couldn't find anybody. Martin walks it up. as Creel drops back on defense. Martin has it at the goal line. Shot, short side, off the pads of the goalie as they chip it out, but picked off by now Baldy. Baldy sends it across off the pads of the goalie and back behind the line. Johnson still has it. Creel coming in for support. Tritton staying high at the face-off dot. Tritton coming off for a change. Dunnigan coming in to retrieve Tritton. Creel, hard hit on Creel to his head. Creel looking for a passing lane, picked off as he could get a pass off, looking for Dunnigan. Dunnigan sends it back around to Creel. Playing catch at this point. Puck back out, almost picked off by Kincaid. Baldy sends it over to Dunnigan. Dunnigan brings it up. Not sure what they called there. Looked like Gale player couldn't get off the other side of the ice. Otherwise, a great stretch pass. Fresh legs. Looks like we have O'Hara, Posner, Dunnigan, Jennings, and Colin Davis in at center. Davis wins the faceoff, walks through, shot, goal! Right off the faceoff, unassisted goal. Colin Davis coming out of neutral zone. All right. Face-off, center ice, same lineup as before. Dunnigan and Jennings, Davis at center. Davis sends it back. O'Hara chips it up to Dunnigan. Couldn't get fielded. Still has it, though. Davis chips it over to Dunnigan, goes deep, and they send it up and into the netting. Face-off's going to be back in the Gales offensive zone. Gales up 1-0, 8:25 remaining in the first period. Shots on net currently 10-3 in favor of the Gales. Fresh legs coming up. Looks like we have Evan Davis, Matt Miller, Swanson, Spancic, and Cash Johnson. Lutheran wins it. The face-off, and they chip it up and out, and that's going to be an icing. Puck's going to head on back. All right, 8:16 remaining. Same leagues, same team, same group as before. Puck sent back around. Looks like Spancic may get there first. Able to hold it in, keeping foot pinned along the defensive side. Davis has it. He's going to backhand it back. Goes to Cash Johnson. Cash Johnson trying to get it to Swanson, but hits a stick on the way over. Some battling along the boards. Puck sent back around. Spancic's probably going to get there first. Goes in for a hit as well. Spancic trying to get it over. Johnson shot off the missed connection. Puck is wide and chipped up and out, and that is going to be an icing. Puck's going to head on back to the Gales offensive zone. All right. New group. It's like so we got Kincaid, Shiberta, and Trichet, Martin, and Baldy. Kincaid in at center. Kincaid sends it over. Martin winds up, couldn't connect to it, and they got a breakaway the other direction. Baldy gets a stick on it to Brent, clears. Shot at the net. Martin has it, backhands it around to the winger. Trichet, at right wing. Martin brings it through and sends it deep into the zone. Puck's loose in front. Goalie lost track of the puck as it rolled through the crease. Just needed a quick poke check. All right, looks like Martin and Baldy with Colin Davis, Creel, and Tritton now for the face-off the offensive zone. 7:11 remaining in the first period. Davis in for this face-off. Faith Lutheran wins it, sends it back around. Lutheran sends it out, but picked off by Baldy. Baldy's going to walk it up. Shot hits a player. Tried to clear, but picked up by Creel. Creel chips it deep over to Baldy. Baldy trying to find a place to send it, but he was pinned along the boards. Creel sends it out to Martin. Martin chips it up to Tritton, but that will be an icing on the misconnection. Puck coming on back to the Gales defensive zone with Jennings, Johnson, Dunnigan, Baldy and Martin still in on defense. Lutheran wins the faceoff. Couldn't get a shot off. Chipped around by the blue line. Dunnigan's in pursuit. Dunnigan sent it along the boards. Couldn't get picked off. Posner has it though now. They did a quick change. Posner sends it around. Johnson wasn't able to pick it up. And Posner brings it back behind the goal. Looking for an exit strategy and chips it up. Still in play. Johnson has it. Him and Jennings. Johnson dingles around. Since it couldn't connect to Jennings, O'Hara picks up, shot, hits the player on the way over, and Lutheran, instead of going on the forecheck, regroups. They had the numbers, missed pass. Spancic's going to get there first. Sends it back around to O'Hara. Sorry, folks. O'Hara keeps it in play, chips it up, shot off a player, hit along the blue line, and Johnson and Zapancic. Johnson going for the shot, loose in front. Lutheran not happy about the follow-up poke, but that's the game. Face-off in the offensive zone for the Gales. Zapancic, Kincaid, and Swanson with Evan Davis and Miller at the blue line. 5:44 remaining in the first period. Lutheran wins it back behind the goal line. Send it around. Miller pinches up. Keep it in play. Miller has it again and sends it back up to Spancik. Send it back around to Evan Davis. Evan Davis holds it, backhands it, sends it back in, but picked up as he tried clearing. Miller looking for an exit lane, sends it up, picked off by the Crusaders to prevent an icing. Pass picked off by Swanson, and Crusaders will go back and regroup. Fresh legs coming on the ice. Cruchet now in. Baldy has it, sends it back to Miller. Miller walks it up and opts to send it in. Looks like he was picked by the ref. Puck back out to Martin. Martin trying to find a passing lane. Says, I'll just take it myself. Brings his own. Martin got a shot off shortly after the offsides. And Crusaders understandably took exception to that. All right. Faceoff's going to come back into the neutral zone. All right, let's see who we have here. Looks like we have Crochet, Shaberta, Colin Davis, Baldy, and Martin. Lutheran comes away with it. Shaberta sends it deep, and the boys get to work. Shaberta's going to be the first man in. They try to bring it along the boards for an exit and couldn't do it. Tried chipping it out, still held in. Sent it, put it into the center, and they chip it around. Picked off by Baldy. Baldy sends it up. Picked off by Baldy again, and Shaberta dangles around, loses it though as he got tripped up. Martin couldn't field it. No icing. Puck coming back into the Gales defensive zone. Martin brings it around the goal. Sends it out to Shaberta, but hit his feet. And Martin has it again. Martin brings it up. Dingles around, trying to get it in the zone. Backhands it in, and Davis is going to get to work. The rest of the line changes. Creel now in. Davis trying to flush him out. Tritton in. As the boys back check in. Posner gets a stick in there. Sent back out to Creel. Creel trying to get it to Tritton. Tritton is going to get there first. Shot. Puck was a little wobbly. Cash Johnson in now for Davis. Cash Johnson comes up and gets a shot off, picked off. And Lutheran's going back the other direction. Thought that was offsides. And it was. Eyes do not deceive me, as the puck's going to come back out to the neutral zone for a face-off. All right. Jennings, Kincaid, and Dunnigan with Evan Davis and Baldy. Lutheran wins the faceoff, sends it in. Hard hit. Takedown by Miller. Push takes him off the puck. Puck back out to Dunnigan. Dunnigan brings it into the zone. Gets hit along the boards. Chips it up, but picked off. Miller trying to keep it in, but couldn't do so. Evan Davis in a foot race now. Sent in front. Save Kelly. Stick preventing a clean shot. And Gale's able to get it out of the zone. Jennings chipping it out. Kincaid now trying to hold it in. Hits Jennings, goes in the air, and it's in the neutral zone. Baldy trying to brush the player. Couldn't get it. Dunnigan now. Puck comes back out. Shot wide of the net. Faith Lutheran having a strong push. Send it back out to the blue line, but the guy was too far back, and they will need to go for a regroup as they bring it back in. Forwards now changing. Baldy in. Boys need to get some new legs on the ice. They chip it up and out. Hits a player. Stick. No icing. And Gales get a fresh set in. Martin chips it up. Davis sends it to Martin. Martin going on the offensive. Davis playing back. Puck comes through the neutral zone. Davis almost picked it up with his foot. Swanson has it. Chips it up. It's over to Martin. Still playing up. Puck comes back out the neutral zone. Davis with the stick lift. It's up and over. Martin still playing on offense. Brings it across. Sends it back to Swanson. Swanson still has it working along into the corner. Sends it out to Zapancic. Swanson shot through the crease. Davis goes into the boards. Puck comes back out. Post is going to send it back in. Loose in front. And they go for an icing to clear the puck. As the Gales get a line change in. Crusaders with a strong push for about 30 to 40 seconds there. The Gales were trying to get it clear. Get some fresh legs. O'Hara, Miller, Gibberta, Johnson, and Crochet. Puck back out to the blue line. Shot off the face mask of the Crusaders player and deflected back into the defensive zone. Matt Miller hitting another player. Puck loose in front. Miller able to get a backhand up and out as Lutheran goes for a regroup. They send it across. Picked up by O'Hara. As Gibberta walks it in. He's got Crochet. Gibberta dangles around, but it's picked off. Up and out. Picked up by Miller. Up and out for the zone. Miller leaves it for Johnson. Johnson. 1 minute left in the period. Johnson diggles around. Looking for a passing lane. 50 seconds left. Couldn't hold on to it. Sent back to Johnson. Johnson sends it back over to the other forward, but he couldn't field it. 40 seconds remaining. Lutheran comes away with it. Tritton goes in. Picked off by Martin. Martin opts to send it deep on net. Keep the clock running as the boys tag up. Tritton goes in to force a pass. Almost picked off. Creel has it. He's going to bring it in. 23 seconds. Dangles around. Looking for a passing lane. Chips it back out to Martin. Martin sends it in. Almost tipped by Tritton. Hard hit on Tritton. No call. Kelly stops it. Almost an accidental shot on net as the puck was stopped ahead of the goal line. Picked off. And that's the end of first period. Gales up 1-0. Shot by Colin Davis, unassisted, off the face-off in the neutral zone. Shots on net. Gales leading 14-7. All right, starting off the second period, forwards, Kincaid, Creel, and Tritton. Evan Davis and Martin at the blue line. Gales win the faceoff. Send it back to Evan Davis. Evan Davis chips it up and over to Creel, to the feet of Creel, and Creel tries to send it deep, but picked off. Stretch pass. It's a 2-on-1. Evan Davis back checking. Lifting the stick. Loose in front and covered by Kelly. Line change. Posner. Baldy. Davis, Dunnigan, and Jennings. Jennings in at center. Lutheran wins the faceoff. Back at the blue line. Chipped over. Davis picks it off and brings it through the neutral zone. It's got Dunnigan to the right. Dunnigan. Oh, Davis trying to get a shot off. Couldn't. Looking for a passing lane. Sends it across to the blue line. Posner. Shot off the pads of the goalie and deflected back behind the goal line. Davis almost picks it off. Goes up to Davis. Gloves it. Dangles around. Chips it. Trying to get a shot into the center. Davis still has it. Sends it through the center. Baldy winds up. Shot. Hits a player. Couldn't get it off. And Posner sends it back deep. Stretch pass by Lutheran. Davis gets a stick on it. Sends it back in. Davis couldn't cover the edge. And it goes deep. Posner has it. Sends it back around, but picked off. Loose in front. Jennings able to get in there before damage was done. Puck back at the blue line. Kelly has it in front. It's loose. Davis getting a poke check in there. Jennings has it. Chips it up and into the neutral zone. And Gales are going to be going on a power play as Crusader heads to the box. First power play for the Gales this evening. Martin, Miller, Swanson, Johnson, and Spancic in for the power play. And they're going to separate the players. Lutheran wins it right in front of the net, and they chip it up and deep as the Gales go for a regroup. Chip it back around to Martin. Martin looking for a stretch pass, but picked off. Puck still loose out front. Miller has it. Miller looking for an exit pass, brings it to the front, gets hit in the process. Johnson sends it out to Spancic, walks it across the line. Shot high, gloved. It's a cross-checking penalty is the call on Gales. Sorry, on the Crusaders. Kincaid sends it back to Martin. Martin sends it back to Miller. Miller shot. Gloved as the goalie falls down. Got Schaberta and Crochet in with Kincaid on your forward set. Boys needing to generate some traffic in front of the net. Shots are getting there, but giving the goalie too much of a look. Crochet shot just over the net. Kincaid heads over to the boards. Trying to get it back to Schaberta. Puck is loose in front. Martin has it. He's going to keep it in the zone. Walks it up. Shot off the post. And up and over and out of play. As the Gales will go for a line change. Tritton, Davis, and Creel on offense. Martin and Baldy for defense. Face off in the Gales' offensive zone. Lutheran wins the face-off, has it back behind the goal line, chip it around. Davis gets it first, sends it across to Tritton. Tritton shot, goal with the assist from Davis. Pass from Davis through the crease, and Tritton there to clean it up. Gales now leading 2-0. Great teamwork on the power play. 2-0 game, 14:30 remaining in the second period. Shots on net, looks like 19-10 in favor of the Gales. Gales win it. Homer hit on Evan Davis. Davis is up. We're all good. Cash Johnson has it in their zone. Dunnigan there supporting. And Jennings staying high. Miller along the boards. Refs letting the boys know they need to keep moving. Not blowing the whistle. And Lutheran comes away with it. Miller pitches up. And it's being held just outside the Gales bench now. A little bit of movement of the puck here. Puck's loose at the feet. Players tumbling. Puck through and into the neutral zone. Back checking Matt Miller. Chips in. And Jennings there fielding as a defenseman temporarily. Gales getting a bit of a change in. Kincaid comes in on the ice. Jennings dangles around. Going to bring it through the neutral zone. Walks it in. Sends it across to Dunnigan. Dunnigan has it. Lands up. Tries to get a shot off. But hit as he did so. Sorry, folks. Puck back out to the blue line. Couldn't field it. And O'Hara will go back for a regroup. O'Hara chips it up. And out of play. Boys will tag up. Picked up by Kincaid. Jumps and dingles around. Dingles around again. Is still loose in front. And out of play. No icing. Jennings, Kincaid, and Swanson. O'Hara and Posner in on defense. Posner sends it back around to O'Hara. O'Hara to Swanson. Swanson's going to bring it in. Hard hit right at the corner of the boards. No injuries. Puck comes back around to Posner. Posner gets it to the backhand and gets hit as he fielded it. Sent across. And Lutheran couldn't get a shot off. And covered by Kelly. All right. Like we have Crochet, Colin Davis, and Shiberta in on forwards. It's like Martin and I'm thinking Baldy. Lutheran wins the faceoff, brings it back to the blue line. Shiberta gets it almost loose in front and covered by Kelly. Trying to prevent the game from getting as chippy as it was last week. We're already doing better with only two penalties overall, one to each team. Davis in for the faceoff. Lutheran wins it again. Davis picks it off, though. Chips it up to Shiberta. Shiberta in a foot race. Not going to say icing. Shiberta battling. Gets there. Gets a stick on it. It's back behind the goal line. And we're going to be getting a power play coming up. Kelly comes off. And Lutheran heading to the box. And we'll see how this shakes up. Like number 15 to the bench. Sorry, 15 for Lutheran heading to the box. The Gales are going on the power play. Davis, Tritton, Creel, Baldy, and Martin. It'll be a 2-minute penalty. 11:45 remaining in the second period. Gales up 2-0. Davis in for the faceoff. Tritton to his right, and Creel on the left. Davis needs to come out as his helmet came undone. Kincaid in for a helmetless Colin Davis. Late change, Faith Lutheran. Lutheran wins the faceoff, sends it back around. Martin there, grabs it, but through his own legs, he couldn't field it. And we have a breakaway the other direction. Martin gets in. The hard stop. They're going to say a goal as Martin went into the post. It'll be a short-handed goal as the puck goes through the legs along the blue line. All right, face-off center ice. We have Jennings, Dunnigan, and Cash Johnson. All right, Johnson brings it through the neutral zone, brings it across. Send over to Jennings. Jennings couldn't get a shot off, just out of reach, and that's going to be an icing. Oh, nope, they're going to say it is not an icing. The puck's going to come back around. Miller brings it through the neutral zone. Johnson brings it across. Trying to send it back to Miller, but stick got hit and cleared. We're still on the power play as Martin goes in. Hard hit along the boards. Miller pins him. Puck comes back out to Dunnigan. Dunnigan chipping it to Jennings, but just out of reach and kept back in play. Martin sends it out to Dunnigan. Chipped. It's going to be an icing. No icing fielded in the offensive zone. Sent around. Gales couldn't pick it up. And 18 seconds. Game 2-1. Shorthanded goal for Lutheran. Stretch pass up to Jennings. Jennings has it. Shot. Goal! Jennings with a stretch pass as Lutheran goes for a full bench change. Second period, a long change. And Gales now bringing it 3-1. All right. Davis back in after getting helmet repaired. Got Crochet and DC Swanson. No, sorry, Shiberta. Lutheran wins it. Shiberta brings it back along the blue line. He's going to walk it in, sends it over to Crochet. Crochet couldn't hold on to it, picked off, and tried to be sent deep. Evan Davis couldn't hold on to it. Sent back up to Crochet. Crochet sends it to Shiberta. Shiberta's going to bring it in the zone. Shot off the pads, deflected back out. Crochet sends it back. Sorry, Kincaid. Shiberta sends it around to Crochet, just out of reach though. Davis goes in, picks it off, walks it through the middle, tries to get a shot off, sends it back behind the goal line. Sorry, folks. Crochet battling behind the net, and we'll see. We got a penalty here. It's like Lutheran's going to head back to the box for a penalty, and the Gales are going to go on another power play. Gales on the ice for the first part of the play. So we got Martin, Jennings, Miller, Davis, and Dunnigan. Lutheran wins the faceoff, brings it up and around, bring it in the neutral zone. Chip brought into the zone, got a zone entry. Miller able to grab a hold of it, trying to get Davis, chips it up and around to Jennings. Jennings and Dunnigan. Jennings winds. Nope, he's going to bring it back behind the goal line. Jennings sends it back out. Couldn't be fielded by Martin. Just out of reach and brought into the zone. Slash on Martin. And we're going to have a little bit of 4-on-4 play. 4-4 for a minute 33 as Martin heads to the box for slashing. We have Evan Davis, Creel, Baldy, and Johnson in for the face-off, back in the Gale's defensive zone. Lutheran wins the face-off, sends it back along the blue line. Creel putting in pressure. Shot, loose in front, and goal. 3-2 for the shot. Kelly wasn't quite able to field that one, and it rolled around in the crease. Still 4-on-4 play. Creel coming off. Tritton coming on with Cash Johnson, Evan Davis, and Baldy in. Tritton brings it to the neutral zone, sends it deep. Puck comes around the boards. Johnson's going to be the first Gale there. Couldn't hold it in. Baldy does. Tritton with a shot, send it deep. Puck coming back around the other direction. We just need to get into a bit of a strategy. Off the stick of O'Hara. Puck sent around the boards by O'Hara to Baldy. Baldy chips it up, but it's picked off. Tritton ups to ice it. Even the goalie went back behind to field it. Gale's winning 3-2, 8:08 remaining in the period. Kincaid in for the faceoff. Posner. Lutheran wins the faceoff, sends it back around. Stepancic in as well. And Kincaid brings it to neutral zone. Through the middle. Dingles around. Shot. Loose. Goes back behind the goal line. Miller picks it off. Dingles around. Chips it back up to Posner. Posner sends it back to Stepancic for a clean pass across the ice. Stepancic looking. Tries to get a shot into. Not a shot, sorry. A pass into Kincaid. "13 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4, followed by a brief 5-on-4 power play. Moser sends it up just out of reach. Kincaid heading over to the boards, sends it around, and we are now on the penalty kill for 13 seconds. Kincaid battling back behind. Posner has it, trying to hold it in at this point. And Lutheran's going to head to the box. A lot of extra stuff happening here this evening. Kincaid will head to the box. All right, so Kincaid in the box. Should be 4-on-3 very briefly. Looks like we have 5 seconds left on the Martin penalty. Looks like 2 players heading into the box for the Crusaders. Rest are trying to cut out the extracurricular. Looks like we'll have try to get the count correct. So we have 2 players in the box for the Crusaders, 2 in the box with Kincaid and Martin for the Gales. Martin in there for a previous slashing penalty. 5 seconds remaining on that one. Trying to get the count right here. We're going to say 5-on-4. We have 2 players in the box. There's offsetting penalties. They're going to play some 5-on-4 in the Gales' offensive zone. Lutheran wins the faceoff, sends it back around, getting ready to be 5-on-5. Miller has it, gets a shot in, deflected by Jennings, and almost there. Jennings with a good hit along the boards. We are back to 5-on-5. Gales winning 3-2. 6:43 remaining in the second period. Davis, Jennings, and Dunnigan with Martin and Baldy in the blue line. Davis wins the faceoff, goes back to the blue line, chipped over to Martin. Martin winds up, shot, hits the shin pads of the player, and Baldy off to send it deep. Boys are going to tag up. Boys playing a little bit more conservative. Stretch pass off the glass, out of reach. They're going to go ahead and say it's still in play. And Gales are going on the forecheck, just out of reach of Davis. Davis couldn't pick it off in the middle, and they bring it in his own shot off the pads and up into the netting. Face off, going to be back in the Gales' defensive zone. Miller, Shiberta, and Crochet with Johnson and Martin. Johnson in for the face-off. Gales win it. Miller looking for a pass. Couldn't find a good look and chips it up. That's going to be offsides. Shiberta trying to get an extra step in to beat the defenseman. But they're going to go ahead and they're going to bring that all the way back. All right, face off in the defensive zone. Cash Johnson wins it, sends it to the winger who sends it around. Shea battling for position along the boards. They chip it up and out of the zone. Gilberto almost picks it off. Johnson in pursuit. Boucher has it, bounces off his shoulder, loose center ice. Boucher sends it to end goal. Gilberto to make it a 4-2 game. Pass from Boucher. Boucher to Gilberto for another goal. 4-2, 5:48 remaining in the second period. Great team effort there. Bouncy puck. They're settling it down and sticking to their lanes. Davis, Sapancic, and Swanson in with Evan Davis and Bosner. Looks like they're going to change around the puck. Face off center ice. Gales win it, chip it in the zone. Chipped up, and Evan Davis is able to hold on to it. Colin Davis brings it around. Shot short side, very wide. Defense chips up and uses skate to keep it in play. Lutheran opposite center around the boards. Davis is going to get there first. Sends it back out to Zabancic. Shot off the blocker and wide. Sorry, off the glove and wide. Puck back into the crease. No one was there. And up in the air and cleared. No icing. As Posner's going to get it. He's got two players on him. Posner brings it back behind the goal line. He tries to pass out to Swanson. Swanson trying to get it to Davis. Couldn't get there. Evan Davis now forechecking. Posner has it back again behind the goal line. The Lutheran goes for a change. Evan Davis chips it up to Colin Davis through the center. Chips it around to himself. Davis gets it along the other side. Almost comes away with it. But Swanson does. He has it back behind the goal line. Swanson looking for a passing lane. Sends it to the blue line. Back to Baldy. Baldy sends it deep. Trying to get it to Creel. Just out of reach of Davis. O'Hara grabs it. One Crusader on him. Hits Davis on the clear. Davis picks it up. Dingles around. Chips it into the zone. And that's going to go all the way in. Loose in front. Goalie couldn't cover. Sends it around the glass. Gales go for a change. O'Hara has it. Sends it over to Jennings. Jennings to Tritton. Tritton tries to clear it into Creel. Creel couldn't connect on that one. Stretch pass at the blue line. Miller goes in, brushes him off the puck. Tritton tries to clear, couldn't get it. Shot, bouncing puck, loose at the goal line, and covered by Kelly. Shots on net, 27-19 in favor of the Gales. Lutheran building some momentum. Jennings in at center. Creel and Tritton in forwards. Puck comes back out to the blue line. They shot it in. Creel able to grab it. Creel, they're going to call a hooking as Gale's going to go on another power play. Tritton has it, sends it back into the center, but picked off. Gales, good effort by Kelly getting to the bench. But Lutheran's going to head to the box for hooking. Jennings, Creel, Dunnigan. Nope, Creel heading off. Johnson, Jennings, Dunnigan. Your group of forwards with Martin and Miller on defense. Face off in the Gales' offensive zone. Johnson gets it to Jennings, to Martin. Martin shot, loose in front. Johnson trying to send it. Jennings comes away with it, tries to get it out to Martin. Martin able to settle it. Shot. Glove by the Crusaders goalie. Johnson and Dunnigan standing at the crease. All right. Martin Miller staying in. Schiberta, Crochet, and Colin Davison on your forward set. Face off in the offensive zone. Comes back to Schiberta. Schiberta's trying to get it back to Martin. Shot loose in front. Schiberta with a shot right out front, but to the chest of the Lutheran goalie, covered. Davison for the face-off. Lutheran wins it. Puck comes out by the face-off dot. They try to clear, couldn't get it. Schiberta still has it. Sends it back to Martin. Martin sends it back to Miller. Trying to set up something here. Miller couldn't connect. And sends it back around, but picked up. Davis pressure. Picked up by Martin. Kept in play. Crochet dingling back. Sorry, Crochet dropping back. Miller sending it to Martin. Martin winds up. Stick on that one before he can get it off, and covered by the goalie. As the Gales trying to fire off as much as they can in the remaining, or in the first minute of the power play. 58 seconds remaining on the power play. 2:38 remaining in the second period. Kincaid, Sapancic, Swanson in with Baldy and Martin. Puck comes out to Martin. Martin sends it back. Kincaid backhands it over to Swanson. Swanson trying to send it to the blue line. Couldn't get enough on it. Martin. Puck comes back out to the neutral zone. Gales are on the power play. Need to do something with it. Baldy has it. Chips it up to Kincaid. Kincaid dangles around at the blue line. Shot high. Zapancic tries to send it around. Almost picked up by Swanson, dead center. And they clear. 14 seconds remaining. Davis sends it to Baldy. Hit his feet. Baldy with a stretch pass to Zapancic. Zapancic chips into the zone. Goes on this defensive. Puck comes back out to neutral zone. Evan Davis has it. It's at the feet of Kincaid. Davis sends it back in. Zapancic keeping pressure on the defenseman. Almost picked off by Kincaid. Evan Davis poke checks it. Back through. Evan Davis couldn't grab that one. Posner has it. Bring it back behind the goal line. Sends it along the boards. But picked up. Kincaid went in for a hit. Didn't connect. Kincaid backhands it. Trying to clear the zone, but couldn't do so. Boys getting tired on both sides, going for hits, and they need to pay attention what they're doing here. Puck's going to be no icing. 1 minute left in the second period. Picked up by Creel. Creel sends it deep. Couldn't be held in by O'Hara. Miller comes back. Miller sends it across. Couldn't be picked up by Tritton. Cash Johnson now putting pressure. O'Hara. Tritton couldn't get enough on it. Tritton winds up off the pads. Loose in front. As they battle around. Cash Johnson almost comes away with it. O'Hara has it. Backhands it back into the offensive zone. Tritton now has it. Battling for position on the puck. Loose in front. Good goal! Cash Grill with the goal right outside the crease. As Gales bring the score to 5-2. 14.2 seconds remaining in the second period. Jennings, Colin Davis, Dunnigan with Baldy and Martin. Gales win the faceoff. Lutheran grabs it at the blue line. Jennings, looks like there's going to be a penalty. Or not, it was icing. Sorry, offsides. And shot. It's going to be icing with 1.8 seconds left. Sorry, folks. A lot happening on this one as physicality is beginning to pick up. Davis taking the face off. 1.8 seconds. Loose in front. And that'll be it for the second period. Gales up. 5-2. Shots on net. Gales out shooting the Crusaders by double, 36 on net compared to 18. All right, get ready to kick off the third period here. Gales with 5 goals. First goal by going off memory here, folks. I apologize. First goal unassisted from Colin Davis out of the neutral zone. Second goal was Jennings on the stretch pass. Goal by Schiberta. Goal by Creel. Sorry, trying to see what's going on here. And I lost count where I was. Refs having a quick powwow. Starting out the second period, 5-on-5 play. Penalties much better than last week. Kicking off the third period, Colin Davis, Dunnigan, and Jennings, O'Hara, and Martin at the blue line. Gales come away with the face-off. Jennings has it at his feet. Oops. Tried to send it over to Davis. Hit a skate on the way over. Jennings with a hard hit. Or Davis with a hard hit. Jennings has it. Shot. Short side. Jennings has it. Jennings springing back around. Sends it back out to the blue line. Wind up. Shot. Loose in front. Almost chipped in by Dunnigan. Davis battling. Sorry. Jennings battling. He's got Davis low. Davis high. Dunnigan goes in to provide some support as they battle at the boards in the corner. Lutheran almost comes away with it. Lutheran player sitting on the puck. It's loose. Set back around to the goal line with Dunnigan there. Jennings gets a stick on it, and it's back along the boards. Puck loose out in front. Dunnigan has it. Turn. Shot. Goalie able to get a hold of that one. Gibberta, Johnson, and Crochet will make their way to the face-off circle with Baldy and Evan Davis not far behind. 16:02 remaining in the third. Johnson in for the face-off. Battling gets at their feet. Johnson gets a shot off. Kicked. Looks like it was off the leg of Crochet. The glove by the goalie. Gales win the face-off. Trying to get it to the defenseman. Baldy shot. Goal! From the blue line. Lots of traffic in net. Baldy with a goal in the third period here to make it 6-2. Kincaid, Tritton, and Creel. Evan Davis and Baldy on defense. They're going to change out on the Gale side. Baldy chips it up to the neutral zone. Gloved by Kincaid. Kincaid sends it over to Creel. The hit on Creel was missed. Tritton goes in, hard hit along the boards. Sent it to Kincaid. Creel had it in front. Couldn't get a shot off. Kelly decides to cover. Gibberta with a pass to Baldy for goal number 6. Baldy sends it from the blue line. Pancic, Swanson, Colin Davis, Matt Miller. Gales win the face-off, send it back around to Matt Miller. Matt Miller backhands it out to Swanson. Swanson brings it to neutral zone. Is pressed off, but gets it deep. So Pancic goes in. The hard hit shot by Swanson off the pad of the goalie, just wide of the net. Chipped up and out. Davis holds it in, keeps it in play. Still in play. Swanson keeps it in. Davis has it now. Scott Pancic shot. Hits a player on the way over. As Crusaders go for a forecheck, but picked off by Matt Miller. Matt Miller's going to walk it in. Hooked. And they're going to call for hooking. Matt Miller with a stick in his armpit. Gales are going to go back on the power play. All right, we have Miller, Martin, Jennings, Johnson, and Dunnigan in for the power play. 14:39 remaining in the third period. Johnson in at center. Gales win it, back to Miller. Miller winds up, deflect is loose. Looked like it was loose in front. But goalie was able to glove that one. Gale shots on net up to 41-19. Puck back to Miller. Almost picked off. Back to Martin. Martin dingles around, tripped. Not going to call it. And they send it up and around. Miller regrouping the player on him. Couldn't get anything on that one. As Martin regroups back around behind the goal line. Martin brings it up. Sends it up, but pressed off the puck. Stretch pass. Dunnigan gets a stick on it, chips it up and out, but it's still in play. Shot loose in front and covered by Kelly. All right. 13:56 on the power play. Kincaid in for the face-off. Sends it out to Baldy. Baldy sends it over to Gibberta. He's got Crochet to his left. Gibberta goes wide as they bring it in the zone. Gibberta shot short side. Another shot short side by Crochet. Puck comes back around, and Baldy couldn't keep it in. Battling along, loses it. Evan Davis has it, chips it up into the neutral zone. Kincaid sends it in, and puck comes back around. They're going to go ahead and off the gloves. Looks like off the gloves of a Crusader. They're going to bring the face-off back into the Gales' offensive zone. Creel, Tritton, Colin Davis, Posner, and O'Hara coming out to try to make this a 7-2 game. Davis winds up, sends it back to Tritton. Tritton has it, trying to get it back to the point, comes back, but unable to hold on to it. There's 43 seconds remaining. Posner has it. He's got a man on him. And sends it back around to O'Hara. O'Hara sends it back around to Posner. Posner sends it out to Colin Davis. Colin Davis wires it out to Tritton, but couldn't hold on to it. Davis holds on to it to bring it in. Hit on Davis. Creel brings it in, sends it up to Tritton. Tritton with a shot, hits the legs, loose in front. Davis still has it at his feet. Dings around. Creel has it, battling just outside the blue line. And puck's going to come back around 5 seconds. O'Hara brings it back behind the goal line. O'Hara sends it out to Creel. Just out of reach, and Creel sends it deep. Tritton going to work on the other side of the net. Side of the ice. 2 players in one spot there. Creel trying to get a stick in there. Poke check. And Johnson comes away with it through the neutral zone. And battling through and into the zone. Johnson pushes him off the puck. Puck comes back out to Martin. Martin's going to send it. It's going to be on net. Sorry, folks. Hits the netting, but they didn't call it. Gales doing a better job this evening, keeping tempers in check and the penalties to a minimum. Johnson, Swanson, and Spancic shot from Miller, tipped and over the net. Back Martin on the other side of the ice, on the defensive side. Martin's going to back check, and that's going to be an icing. It's going to come on back into the Gales' offensive zone. Kincaid, Swanson, and Spancic with Martin and Miller at the blue line. Puck out to Spancic. Spancic to Martin. Martin walks it, sends it, and hits a stick up and into the netting. Swanson and Spancic will hop off. Kincaid, Dunnigan, and Jennings. Gales win it. Martin wires it. Hits a player on the way over. It's loose in front. Couldn't get it in the net, and they'll go on the forecheck. Bring across, shot wide of the net. Loose in front. Backhanded. Hits Miller. Miller pulls it along the boards. Martin has it. He's going to chip it up and out. Hits Dunnigan. Dunnigan tries sending it over to Jennings. Couldn't connect. That's buckled around. No icing. Martin sends it over to Miller. Miller trying to get over to Dunnigan. No icing. Dunnigan gets to work. Hard hit. Dodges a very hard hit. Jennings still in play. Davis comes in. Evan Davis in as well. And we're going to have a penalty on let's see. It's like Crusaders are going to head into the box. Give the Gales another power play. Schiberta, Johnson, and Cruchet in with Evan Davis and Baldy. 2-minute power play. Back to Evan Davis. Evan Davis sends it over to Baldy. Baldy, shot. Hits the goalie, goes over the net. Hits the glass, and boys are going back for a regroup. Crochet with a shot. Johnson almost getting a stick in there to deflect it in. Picked off at the blue line. Shot hits a stick, sent up and over. And Crochet gets back to work along the boards. Crochet sends it back deep, walking the players up. Johnson shot hits the legs of a player. Evan Davis has it. Regroups. Tries sending it up. It hits Crusader. Evan Davis still holds it. It's at the blue line. He's going to walk it across himself. Crochet has it in front. Tries to get shot. It's tripped up. No call. Puck comes back around. Davis is able to hold on to it. Evan Davis, the shot almost tipped in by Johnson. Puck out of play, but nope, they're saying it's in play. And Baldwin able to hold it in. Dingles around, chips it back up and into the zone. A lot of players standing around. Loose in front. Couldn't get a shot off. Evan Davis now trying to get it deep in the zone. As it gets sent back. As Baldy regroups back with Shiberta. Shiberta walking to the neutral zone. Comes in. By himself is the full Gales line change. Shiberta off the goalie's glove. Couldn't be cleared. Posner holds it in. Shot. Sends it left of the net. Creel comes in. Slides. Has it. Sends it to Tritton. Tritton sends it out to O'Hara. O'Hara winds up and gloved by the Crusaders goalie. Some chit-chat in front of the net. 12 seconds remaining in the power play. 9:01 in the third period. Tritton, Creel, Davis with Posner, and O'Hara face off in the Gales' offensive zone. Davis sends it back behind the goal line. Couldn't get there first. Actually, he does. Comes away with it. Brings it along the goal line. Shot through the crease. Tritton's going to get there first. Tritton sends it back over. Davis couldn't field it. Comes back out to Creel. Creel to Posner. Posner winds up loose. Davis tried to get a tip on it. Couldn't. And Lutheran sends it around. Tritton's going to get there, though, to keep it in play. Tritton gets hit along the boards. Creel goes in. Gets sent back around. Posner is going to get there. Shot off the wall. Tritton sends it back around. Backhand by Creel. Almost looking for a second. Davis goes into the corners. Sends it back to Tritton. Tritton winds up. Goal! As the Gales come up 7-2. As Tritton lands one. All right, Zapancic, Kincaid, Swanson, Martin, and Miller. Gales win it, send it back to Martin. Martin's going to walk it up himself. He's got Swanson and Zapancic. Barn shot. Goes short side. Goalie's able to deflect it back behind the goal line. Sorry, folks. Crusaders help. Looks like there's going to be a penalty. Puck goes wide. Still a penalty. It's going to be on the Gales. Not sure what the penalty was. There were some players holding on to legs and tumbling and upturning back behind the goal line on the other side. Going to put, looks like Martin is going to head to the box. Some extracurricular on that one. 7:47 remaining in the third. Shots on net 40. I think I want to say 46-20 in favor of the Gales. Gales go on the penalty kill. Dunnigan, Johnson, Baldy, and Evan Davis. Shot from the blue line, wide. Evan Davis has it at his feet. Lutheran sends it back around. Johnson gets there, and he's going to walk it up. We got a 2-on-2. He's got Dunnigan wide. He can get there. Dunnigan. It's like High stick. Dunnan's going to head to the box now, as he was trying to get a stick in there and give the Lutheran Crusaders a 5-on-3. Puck's going to coming back into the Gales' defensive zone. 7-2 remaining. We are going to have 5-on-3 for a minute 39. Baldy, Miller, and Colin Davison as the only forward. Puck back up to the blue line. Shot. Loose in front. Goal. As the Crusaders make it 7-3 with 7:16 remaining. That's 5-on-4 play now. Sapancic in at center with Swanson on the left. Martin and Baldy in on defense. Sapancic comes away with it. They're on the penalty kill. And just opts to send it deep. Gets tripped up. No call. Boys playing a little too aggressively. Loose in front, but gets sent wide. Sapancic trying to clear, but gets knocked down in the process. Loose. Shot. Cleared. Lutheran looking for a shot. Sends it back out to the blue line. Sapancic steps in. Hits Baldy. Baldy sends it out to Swanson. Swanson's going to get a breakaway. And gloved by the goalie. Still in play. He opts to drop it. Jennings now in. Martin comes in, and he sends it deep. Going to put it back into the defensive zone for the Crusaders. Crusaders trying to find a breakout here. 52 seconds remaining on the penalty kill. Kincaid comes in with Jennings. Kincaid poaches it. Shot just wide of the net. Evan Davis winds up now. Sends it back on net, but goes to the player of the Crusaders, or the feet of the Crusaders. Shot hits Martin, and Jennings sends it back up. Lutheran tries sending it. Kincaid holds on to it, comes back out, and Martin's going to regroup. 20 seconds remaining. Martin's going to wait, and he'll try to kill as much time as possible. Kincaid comes off. Johnson now on the ice. Johnson playing deep. Puck's going to come back out, and O'Hara has it. And he sends it up. It's picked up at the other blue line, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. Dunnigan comes in, shot off the blocker of Kelly. O'Hara chipping it up and out of play. Gilberta has it. Shot, short side, loose in front. And play call dead as the goalie got a glove on it. Baldy, Miller, Creel, and Tritton. Davis. 3 forwards on the line with a goal each. Baldy with a goal. Davis in for the faceoff in the offensive zone. Looks like they're going to send some players out. Nope, one player gets sent out. We are on the power play. Gales win it. Send it across. Matt Miller pinches up. Puck still in play in the zone. Creel has it. Opposite chip to Tritton. Tritton shot off a bouncing puck loose in front. Davis comes around with it. Another shot off the goalie and up and over the net. Puck sent back around. Miller kicks it back into play. Creel walks it. Sends it back to Baldy. Baldy shot. Baldy has one already. It's loose in front. Picked up by the defenseman. Hits Davis on the way out. And Miller sends it to Davis. Davis sends it to Baldy. Baldy to Tritton. Tritton to Creel. Creel's got an opening window here. Sends it back to Tritton. Tritton tries to get a shot, but stick lifted. He still has it. Miller winds up. Shot. Tipped in. Davis with a tip goal. to make it 8-3. 2 for Davis with 4:24 remaining. The scales bring it up. 8-3. Shot from Baldy and tipped. No high sticking on the tip. Kincaid, Dunnigan, Jennings, O'Hara, and Posner. Gales win it, send it back to Posner. Posner chips it up to Dunnigan, just out of reach. It's up in the air. Posner couldn't hold on to it. Kincaid goes in for a hard hit to win the puck. He does. Dunnigan now has it. He's walking it across. Shot. And glove by the goalie. I apologize, folks. I overshot that pan. Missing my favorite camera operator as she is at dance practice. Kincaid in. Wins it. Sends back Dunnigan. Dunnigan trying to get to Posner, but couldn't get enough on it. And the Gales are back checking. O'Hara gets poke check in there. Looks like they're saying Miller had that assist, not Baldy. Maybe I was wrong. Gales cleared out of the zone. Try to get a change in. Looks like Kincaid got injured in the little tumble. Johnson back checking. Gets it. Puck up and into the neutral zone. Jennings goes in for a hit. Puck into the neutral zone. Jennings putting pressure. Almost comes away with it. O'Hara gets a stick on it. Keep it in the neutral zone. And Cash Johnson bringing it back. Sends it over to Swanson. Swanson sends it to Jennings. Jennings being the center right now. Shot. Bouncing shot. Swanson going to work over in the corner. Sends it back out to Martin. Martin with the bouncing puck. Shot. Off the goalie's pads. Johnson sends it across, and that'll get covered. 8-3 Gales with 2:58 remaining. Johnson, Zapancic, Swanson, Miller, and Baldy. Johnson wins it, trying to send it back to Miller. Miller has it. Shot just right of the post. That was a clean look if he was able to get a little further left. Puck sent out. No icing. Just under the stick of Miller. Miller has it. Chips it up to Swanson. Swanson dangles around, looking for a better opportunity. Sends it back to Miller. Miller's going to walk it up to the neutral zone. And battling along the blue line. Puck comes out. Still in, technically. Yep. Zapancic has it. Shot hits the shins of Lutheran. Back behind the goal line. And Lutheran trying to get a clean zone exit. Puck back out to Miller. Miller sends it up to Davis. Davis couldn't hold on to it. Puck back out of the neutral zone. Picked off by Crochet. Crochet opts to send it deep. And Crochet goes to work. Stretch pass. Couldn't get picked up. O'Hara has it. It's at center ice. Davis picks it up. Lines it up to the neutral zone. Chips it up to himself. Dodges the defenseman. Sends it through center. Crochet's right there. Couldn't get enough on it. Sends it back out to Davis. Davis looking, tries to send it to the defenseman, but wasn't there. O'Hara holds on to it. Loose in front. Tipped by Davis. Tipped by Crochet. Crochet sends it back. Cycles to Davis, but got picked off in the process and over the stick of Martin. And no icing. And it's a foot race. O'Hara has it. Sends it along the boards to himself. Missed hit. O'Hara dodges a hit. Sent back up, stretch pass to Schiberta. Couldn't connect. Davis tries to get in there. Couldn't. Davis actually does get there. Poached. Creel has it now. Chips it up. Trying to get it to himself. Couldn't. And no icing. 51 seconds remaining. Puck. Evan Davis getting tripped up. No call. Creel sends it right in front. Almost a self-goal. Evan Davis pinches up, keeps it in play. trying to send it across, couldn't. Missed hit as Creel dodges. 22 seconds. Puck back out to Posner. Posner trying to just send it up. Creel plays safe here. Let's just get it out and get the game over with. 14 seconds remaining. Rolling puck on net. Kelly sends it off to the side. And hopefully, looks like we're going for another. And Tritton comes in. And that'll be game. 8-3 Gales. 58 shots on net to 25. The Gales come away with a solid win. Back-to-back games.
Happy holidays to you, remember. This game, the varsity game will be starting for.
And that'll conclude the game. Check the YouTube page as well as the team's Instagram account. They have the upcoming games listed for the weekend. I believe the first game is Corona Norca, who's leading in the Division 3 where the Gales and the Lutheran Crusaders play. Again, all games this weekend will be streamed with the exception of Saturday evening, as CIH Media will have rights to that game, and they will be streaming it for free on their website. That's cih-media.com, I want to say. You can find a link to their page on the ADHSHL website. Good evening. See you tomorrow night.